In this training video, I will be showing you how to view Google Classroom for your student or child. Now, one thing with Google Classroom is unlike Moodle, there is no guest access. So if you want to see what is happening in Google Classroom with your student, you're going to need to ask them to log in to their Google Classroom account. Now, this should be very easy for them because it uses their school email and school password to get in. So there's no new username or password. So you should be able to log in and see what is happening in your classes that are utilizing this site. Now I'm using a student account. This is show you a student view. And so this student that is logged in currently has two teachers who are utilizing Google Classroom, Mr. Frederick and Mr. O'Hagan. So for freshman health and for freshman world geography, those are the two classes that will show up. So you can see right there, those are the classes that the student is taking where they will use Google Classroom. The first feature I would like to show you on Google Classroom is the drop-down menu. So when you click on the three lines in the upper left-hand corner, it's going to give you many different options as you navigate the site. The first and one of the most useful features of Google Classroom is the calendar. Whenever a teacher puts in an assignment, or a question or an announcement, which I'll talk about later, it automatically uploads to this calendar. So you can see that the student has an assignment for freshman health today, Wednesday the 14th, and they have another one tomorrow for the 15th. You can see they had a question on the 13th in their geography class. And so it's color coded and it shows what day those assignments were placed on. Another feature in the drop-down menu is the Assignments tab. Now, when you click on the link for the assignments, instead of a calendar, it just shows you in a list form. It shows what assignments are late, which ones are due today, which ones are due tomorrow. You can look at all of your classes at once, or you can look at individual classes. You can see on the top, you could also look at assignments you have to do and the assignments that you have done or turned in. A little note on this. Whenever a teacher puts in an assignment, whether they're just putting in something that the students need to work on throughout the week, they always have to put a date. Now, from personal experience, sometimes I just leave the date that's automatically put in there, even though that's not the actual due date. Sometimes I'm just sharing a document with the student, and it might show them as late even though I didn't tell them to turn it in. And so that can be misleading. Some teachers will have very strict due dates that they enter into Google Classroom, others will not. So it's important that the student still understands when assignments are due and when they are not due. I think as a whole, we need to do a better job as teachers of putting in the due dates into Google Classroom so it's a little more easier to follow in this Assignments tab. But let's go back to the main page of Google Classroom. Again, you can see both classes are listed here, and there's a small folder in the bottom right-hand corner of each class list. And so in the World Geography class, if the student was to click on that folder, it's going to take them to their Google Drive. Whenever a student enrolls themselves in a Google class, it automatically makes a folder for them in their Google Drive. Whenever a teacher assigns a document within Google Classroom, that document automatically goes to their Google Drive. So it's almost a virtual way for teachers to hand out assignments. They just put it on Google Classroom and it automatically goes into the student folder, which is nice because there's no more lost papers or no more missing assignments once they turn them in. It all goes to one folder, and it also goes to a teacher folder. So you can see that this is the World Geography folder in that student's Google Drive. Let's take a look at what an individual classroom looks like through Google Classroom. So I'm going to go to the World Geography class. And this is what the student will see when they log in. In the middle, going down the center, is the feed of everything that the teacher posts. It has the type of post. Like I said, it can be an announcement, it can be an assignment, or it can be a question. It gives the date. And then in the left-hand column, there is a box that says when work will be due. And so you can see in World Geography right now, there is no work due in the next few days. The first type of post I want to show you about is question. This would be a post if a teacher is just posing a question during class where they want immediate responses. And so one day in class, this teacher was watching a video and they had the students list 15 facts from the video that they learned about the states and their shapes. So the student just answered that, submitted it, and it marked it as done. That's a question, usually an in-class assignment or a check for understanding assignment at night. The second type is an assignment. In an assignment, it's a little more complicated than a question. The teacher usually posts the document that the students need to fill out and then click turn in. So if this student saw this assignment, October 9th news summaries, they would click the open box, which is highlighted on the screen. And then here is the assignment page. This is the document that was created in the assignment. There was a submit button and then a private comment section. So this student could have finished the assignment, checked submit, and then if they wanted to give some notes to the teacher about the assignment or about how they completed it, they could do that in the add a private comment box. All they need to do is hit submit. If a student gets an assignment and they open it up, so let's say they opened up this Google Doc called Geography, there will be a button in the upper right hand corner that they can submit the document from as well. So there's really two places the student can hand it in. If they finish the whole assignment but don't check submit, this will not say done with a green check mark. So it's important that they see that whenever they finish an assignment. The third type of post a teacher can pose on Google Classroom is an announcement. So for example, in this class period on October 6th, they were going to go to the link CNN 5 things for your new day on Tuesday, October 6th. So for current events, the teacher just wanted to give the students the link. They made it an announcement and they posted it. The student would go to that link, or they could also add a class comment about the link. So if they wanted to respond to the comment or the link, they could as well in the comment section. The announcements could also be if a teacher wanted to remind students about an upcoming exam, an upcoming assignment, or just a general piece of knowledge that they want to add to Google Classroom for the students to view. So there's a lot of ways to use Google Classroom, and there's a lot of ways that students can check to see if they have assignments to be done. I think one of the biggest issues we're running into right now is students failing to complete assignments. And using Google Classroom, the students can see what is due, when it's due, and it's already there for them, and it takes one button to submit. So it takes a lot of that mystery out of why they don't have assignments in or why they weren't able to finish something. It's all right there for them. And so that is Google Classroom.